welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hey girlies! So today's video is going to be a little let's get personal. I haven't filmed a Q&A on my channel in like 3 or 4 months, so I asked you guys on Instagram the usual to leave me some questions, and as you usually do, y'all come through. So there's a lot of questions that are like the same, so I'm gonna try to get those out of the way. But girl, she has been tired. That is why I haven't posted in the past couple days. As you guys have seen, like I was uploading like every day or like every other day type thing, but for the millionth time, I'm sick. And I feel like ever since I became pregnant, like I'm just getting sick a lot more often. So I haven't really been feeling good, but today I'm definitely in like high spirits and I'm in a good mood. Like even though my body don't feel too good, like up here, she's solid. So I thought that I would sit down and talk to y'all because like I said, she's been a little cranky. But also, as you guys know, I am on my grind, I'm on my hustle, I'm on my bag. Before we get started with this video, here's a message from our sponsor today. But before we get started with today's video, thank you so much Simple Health for sponsoring us today. If you guys haven't heard of Simple Health before, they are a super convenient service that helps you renew, get prescribed, and delivered birth control wherever you are without having to go to the doctor, avoiding waiting rooms, and not having to stand in line at the pharmacy anymore. Having access to a doctor, insurance status, and cost should not prevent any woman from being able to have access to getting birth control. And Simple Health helps break down those barriers for all women. Simple Health doctors can prescribe over 100 brands of the birth control pill as well as the ring and the patch. And based off of your health profile and your personal preferences, they will personalize a birth control plan for you. And you can rest assured that they are only using a trusted brands of birth control. Simple Health does accept insurance, and birth control is actually free under most insurance plans if you didn't know that. And without insurance, pills start at $15 a month and everybody gets free shipping. I've used Simple Health services in the past and they made it super easy and comfortable for me to get my birth control. Getting birth control for the first time for me personally was kind of an awkward and uncomfortable experience. So the fact that Simple Health is here to make it discreet, easy, and take that anxiety away from just ordering it and asking for it. But please remember, using Simple Health is not a replacement for regular checkups with your doctor. You still need to go and get pap smears, pelvic exams, but there's no medical reason to link any of those visits to contraception. Be sure to take advantage of the offer of trying Simple Health for free by entering the code Nessa at checkout or using simplehealth.com/Nessa. All the information is going to be in the description below, and thank you so much Simple Health for sponsoring today's video. Right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the first question that a lot of you guys have been asking is, are you gonna drop the baby name? Like, when are you gonna tell us what her name is? And as you guys know, she's superstitious. Like, I hate that I'm like this, to be honest, but like I'm really superstitious. So that's why I did not drop my due date, because I know some people do not have the best intentions for me. I don't need anybody out there putting like bad energy out towards me in that day. So like that's why I haven't shared when exactly like I'm due. And that's also why I haven't shared the baby name. I just don't want anybody to be on some like petty shit and like, you know what I'm trying to say. Because I'm all about manifestation. I'm all about like, you know, putting things out there. So that's why I like try to not like put too many like negative things out there in my life. Like I've definitely been a lot more positive. My hands look so big. Like she got her nails done and now I regret it because like I look like I have, girl, I can palm a basketball. But yeah, so I'll tell you guys like the name that we were gonna go with, and it was Blair. I kind of like hinted that we wanted to do something like, you know, very like elegant, because when I like really thought about it, like Blair Benedetto, that doesn't sound right, it doesn't ring. So we ended up switching it, and now the name that we're actually going with means powerful, it means success, so I'm really happy about that. I do genuinely believe that like the name that you're given can kind of like set you up a little bit. Like my name means butterfly, that's why I'm obsessed with butterflies. But I feel like I've always like, even though I've had a little bit of like social anxiety here and there, I've always like tried to spread my wings and like try different things that were kind of like scary. Blair's the name that we were gonna go with, but we're not going with it anymore. But also like feel free to leave some middle names, like some really cute, unique middle names with good meanings behind it in the comments, because that's the one thing I'm struggling with right now. But I will tell you guys her name, when she's born, like all of that. Have you felt her kicking, and does it hurt? Yes, it does hurt sometimes. Like sometimes it's like little flutters here and there. Sometimes I can actually feel her like moving my organs around, which is like really freaky. And I know a lot of women had said like, oh, like I miss being pregnant, I miss the kicks, but like no, like I can't wait to just like push her out and like just start raising her and like get this over with. Because like sometimes like it's cute when I'm like, you know, sitting on the couch watching TV, but not when I'm in the store or I'm in the bank or I'm trying to like do something and I just feel like a big like boom, and then like I feel like I'm just gonna like start crying and I have to like hold it in. And there's been times where like I could actually feel her like try to like completely flip over in there, which I didn't even know it was possible still, like because I'm 28 weeks, so I only have like what 2.5 to 3 months left of my pregnancy. So I thought like, oh, like she doesn't have enough room in there to keep like doing somersaults and stuff, but like no, she still is. I can actually feel her like turning sometimes and it's really, really intense. It definitely hurts like 80% of the time, but I mean, it's an experience and maybe I will miss it when she's like actually out and stuff and talking back to me. What has been the worst part of your pregnancy? And then a couple people were asking like, what's your favorite part of your pregnancy? So my favorite part of my pregnancy is that I learned to kind of like eat what I want. And I know that makes no sense, but like being somebody that has body dysmorphia and I really, really closely watch the foods that I eat. Like, yes, I'll tell you guys like I'm eating McDonald's or I got Taco Bell, but like, did I eat anything else that day? And now that I'm pregnant and everyone's telling me like, oh, eat what you want, like it's okay, like, you know, you gotta feed that baby, you gotta grow her. I'm like, okay, let me eat this. Like give me everything. I don't know, it's like I'm slowly becoming more comfortable with my body. I know in a couple of videos back I was telling you guys that I was struggling with like that idea in my head of just like putting on more weight, but now like when I look in the mirror, like for the first time, I'm actually so comfortable with the way my body looks and just like the way I feel. Like I feel healthy. That's also probably like why my hair is like growing in properly now. Actually taking care of my body and like giving it what it needs. A lot of you guys would tell me like, girl, like why do you like focus so much on your weight? Girl, I don't know, like I've just had body dysmorphia since I was in high school. But that would have to be like my favorite part of pregnancy. Like when I start eating anything that I want, I'm starting to notice that like I'm happy with the way I'm feeling, the way I'm looking, like getting in the right nutrients and everything really does make a big difference, not only to your body, but also up here as well. So like that realization has been my favorite part of pregnancy. And you know, after I give birth and stuff, I'm gonna continue to eat as much as I am right now, but obviously like I'm gonna try to go to the gym and try to work out a little bit. The idea is to build a little like gym in my garage so I don't have to go and pay like for a membership and, you know, be exposed to other people, and I could just have my daughter there like in the garage with me while I'm working out and stuff. But like that, yeah, that has definitely had to be like my favorite part, like becoming more comfortable with the changes in my body and just like starting to love myself a little bit more. The worst part about my pregnancy would have to be like the super aggressive kicks, because sometimes she's really, really active. And at first I was like, is that a bad thing? But my doctor was like, no, like that is perfectly normal. She's a human. She's supposed to be moving. And that kind of ties in with the question of like, how are you? Like, where are you mentally right now? Today I'm good. But like I said, like sometimes it's like, it's very up and down. These hormones have me all over the place. Are you nervous or scared for when you give birth? Now my answer before was like, no, like I'm not scared. I've watched someone give birth before, but like, no, now I'm actually watching all these like medical videos and like what happens to your body. And it's like, we already kind of had an idea of like, oh, like you're gonna dilate and like the baby's gonna just like fall out, or you're gonna have to push it out or whatever, it's gonna hurt. But like now I'm really like watching these videos and like seeing the whole process, and it's like actually scaring me bad. Before I was like a 2 out of 10 scared, but now I'm more of like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 scared. But what kind of scares me is the lady at urgent care. We were talking about epidurals and stuff because I went to go get like my COVID test a couple days ago. And she told me that the anesthesiologist, like they were busy or something, so she had to wait like 45 minutes to get her epidural. So imagine just sitting there for an hour, just like in intense pain, knowing that like there's a solution and they're not giving it to you. Like I feel like that would feel like hours. Will you be posting a birth vlog? Yes, 100%. I want to document my entire birth, just because like this is not, or my entire labor, not my birth, but like this I was not expecting. Like I've always had this idea in my head that like I'm probably never gonna be a mom, like I'm probably not gonna have kids, and now I'm having one and I'm like, wait, let's remember this. New music. Okay, so getting into the whole music thing, I was talking about this on my YouTube live like last week, and everyone was like, girl, you need to stop like being negative with that stuff. I don't know, like I'm really happy with like Meditate and Social Suicide. Like those are my favorite songs. They really mean a lot to me. I'm not saying my other ones don't, but like these ones really, really like mean a lot to me, and I'm proud of those, but I'm scared that I don't have what it takes to like actually make it in like the industry, because like one, like I don't tolerate any sort of BS, and like I feel like you have to tolerate and you just have to like kind of surrender a part of yourself to be there. Because like I've seen a couple contracts that people have like gotten into, and it just really terrifies me that like somebody might control my entire life if like that's where I want to try to like be. Because yes, you could be an independent artist, but realistically you're only gonna get so far when it comes to, you know, doing things by yourself. It's really expensive, and just like all these like things all wrapped up don't leave a good taste in my mouth. And it just, I don't know, it's just seeing the way people get treated, and like they get chewed up and thrown out. Like this industry revolves around money. Like the label doesn't care about your well-being. How did you feel when you found out you're pregnant, and are you really ready for a baby? I don't think anybody's ready when it comes to their first child. Like yes, like I'm financially stable, like I'm comfortable in my life, but I feel like that has nothing to do with it. Like yes, you may be able to pay for diapers, but like are you good up here and in here? Like are you really ready to like raise a whole nother human being? I would say I'm like 50-50 on that, and I feel like that's okay to not be fully ready, because you know I'm gonna learn. It's gonna be a whole journey, a whole adventure, a process. And I think I already answered the like how did I feel when I found out I was pregnant question before, but I was definitely terrified and I didn't know how to feel. Like I was really scared. I wasn't expecting it. Are you gonna be having a baby shower anytime soon? Yes, my baby shower is actually next month, and of course there's gonna be a video where I'm gonna vlog it and like document everything for you guys as well. So our idea is to probably go out to Chicago and have it with Anthony's family, just so I could like meet everybody and, you know, just be around the family, be around people that I feel actually care about me. What are you most excited about having a child? I would say I'm really excited for all the experiences that me and her are gonna have together, obviously Anthony included. But like I'm just excited just for like all the like little things, from like watching her, you know, walk for the first time, watching her solve her first math problem, and just being so proud of her. Like just like the little tiny things is what I'm excited about. And I'm most excited that I'm gonna be able to give my child a lot of the things that I didn't get growing up. And it has nothing to do with material possessions. It has nothing to do with, oh, traveling the world. Nothing to do with that. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about time. I'm talking about not feeling alone as a child, and I'm so excited to raise somebody full of love and them not to have to worry about that. Sorry, I like stuttered with my words. Like I don't want her to ever have to worry about like, oh, I don't have anybody to talk to or anyone to go to, like none of that nonsense. And I have a feeling that like she's gonna be my best friend, which Anthony is right now, but like I feel like we're really gonna be best friends, and I'm excited. What was your biggest takeaway from messing with spiritual stuff? Now, I feel like spiritual might not be the like best word to use, especially when I made that video talking about like the crystals and stuff, but like my experience after like dabbling in things that I didn't have enough knowledge about, I feel like it wasn't a good experience. And my biggest takeaway from all of that is educate yourself before you try to like involve yourself in certain things, because I feel like I definitely like relied and trusted other people's information and just kind of like went along with it because I assumed that they were just, you know, they knew what they were talking about and they were right. But sometimes people have bad intentions, and you just never know what you're dabbling with, so do your own research. Like I don't want to come across as like, oh, like that stuff is evil, because not once did I ever have that leave my mouth. I just didn't have a good experience on my own. But I definitely do not want to like mess with that stuff again. And when I say spiritual stuff, I don't mean like God. I'm talking about like the crystals or tarot card reading and like all like psychics, like that stuff that I don't think I'm gonna mess with anymore. What holiday are you most excited to celebrate with your daughter? All of them. Like I really can't pick one, because like for Christmas I'm excited to like get her that one thing that like I noticed she's been like wanting all year round, or for her birthday I'm excited to, you know, spoil her, have like a mommy daughter day type thing. I love how I'm like making it seem like Anthony's just like not included. He's not gonna want to come with us, and I'm like, oh, let's go get our nails painted, let's go get our hair done together, let's go to the mall, like let's go get Starbucks, let's go shopping. But I'm definitely excited for all of them, like building Easter baskets for her, doing egg hunts. Like A little personal, but has being pregnant changed your sex life? 100% definitely yes. And I feel like this is something that a lot of women don't talk about in these videos, because like I follow a lot of pregnant girls here on YouTube, and I feel like they just don't talk about that one part because it's kind of like awkward. But I have also spoken to like a couple of girls like offline, or not offline, but like through the DMs and stuff, and they have agreed that like it definitely makes it go down. But apparently when you give birth, like everything's gonna like pick back up. But like I feel like my libido right now and just everything is just like at an all-time low, and I'm just like, no, don't touch me, leave me alone. I think it also has to do with like the fact that like there's a baby in there and she's always kicking and stuff, and just like I could not get in the moment and have her like kicking and stuff at the same. Oh, I know that's like probably really rough for a lot of guys out there, but thank God Anthony like understands, and obviously there's like other things we can do, but girl, like if you're out here doing the do, like good for you. Do it for the both of us. Will you start smoking again after you have your baby, or are you quitting it altogether? Girl, I'm gonna keep smoking after the baby. Of course. Like that is something that just like brings me relief. It makes me feel comfortable, and going so long without, like I feel, I don't know, like I feel normal. But I don't know, like I'm probably gonna start smoking like regularly and often, like my blunts and my joints and stuff, like a little bit later on. I don't wanna like give birth and all of a sudden I'm like, give me a blunt. Maybe name hint, it starts with an N. If you could change one thing in this world, what would it be? I wish our government and our politicians were honest. If you compared your life now to 3 to 5 years ago, what changed for the best or the worst? That is actually such a good question, Casey. Okay, so looking back 3 years ago, so 2020, 2019, 2018, I would say I was definitely hanging out with people that probably didn't have the best intentions for me, which at the time I thought maybe they did. But now that I look back at it, like I wasn't really surrounding myself with healthy friendships, and I was doing things that I never would have ever imagined thinking I would do. And I will definitely share those stories in the future. Like I have story times to tell, but like now is not the time to tell them. Like I'll probably tell those when I'm like older. And then going back 4 years, I was in a relationship that was not healthy at all, and I thought that that's what I deserved, so I tried to stay in it, and it just did not end up working out. So I feel like over the last couple of years there's been a lot of growth as far as like realizing my worth, realizing what I deserve, and growing up, because I'm not putting all responsibility of the actions and things that I did on those people. Obviously, like I had motivators, I had people that were encouraging these things, but I did them, you know what I mean? I'm the one that walked in my own shoes. I'm the one that said what I said, and I did what I did. And every time I talk like that, I feel like Denzel. But I definitely feel like an adult now. Like I feel like I'm not on some like childish petty shit anymore. Like I might make a couple jokes here and there, might be a little petty here and there, but I feel like I'm a lot more toned down. And people say that to me all the time, like you're a lot more chill, you're a lot more toned down. And that's a good thing. Like at first I would take that as an insult and be like, what do you mean? I wasn't even like all hype like that. But she was. What are you most excited to instill / teach your kid? Respect. Because I feel like there are so many disrespectful ass little kids, and this like generation that's being brought up, like they're just so disrespectful to adults, and it's like, for what? But I'm excited to teach them how to be a good human. Okay, so now on to the big question that so many of you guys have been asking me: marriage. So I know you guys have noticed that I switched my ring finger, or my ring, to my ring finger. No, I am not married right now. No, me and Anthony are not engaged right now. And some of my like family members, the ones that I do still like keep in contact with, they always call him my fiance, but I've never once said that me and Anthony were engaged. So I don't know why they're saying that. I think it's because they're older, so they assume like, oh, like they must be like engaged or something, they're having a baby. But like, no, we're not. I literally just switched it because the fingers on this hand are skinnier than this one. This hand is starting to like chub up a little bit, so my rings don't fit on here. Me and Anthony have had the conversation of like, are we gonna get married? When are we gonna get married type thing? And we have this idea in our head of like waiting till she's at least like 1.5, 2 years old so she could be the flower girl. So it will eventually happen, but it's not happening right now. Are you gonna turn your YouTube into a family channel when your baby is born? I'm definitely gonna have a lot more vlogs on my channel than usual, just so I could like document everything about her, but I'm also not gonna like put too much on the internet, if that makes sense, because like I feel like if you put too much out there, then it's just asking for like everybody to put their opinion in, and that goes for everyone, like not just me because I have a couple followers, like that goes for you too as well. Like watch what you're putting out there, like don't tell the world your business, and then when someone has an opinion, be like, how dare you? Freedom of speech, you put it on the world wide web, www dot. So like you're kind of like asking not asking for it, but like you're asking for opinions. You know what I mean? How much weight have you gained in your pregnancy? I'm 17 weeks and I've already gained 7 kg. Now I don't know how much that is, but me personally, so before I was pregnant, I was around like 129, 130. And then I got like the morning sickness. I couldn't eat anything, throwing everything up. And then I lost like 10 pounds. So I was down to like 120, 121. I felt so weak. Like it was not a good time at all. And I started taking like Unisom and B6 and stuff, and it actually made a really, really big difference. So talk to your doctor before taking it, obviously, but I was recommended that by my OBGYN, and that helped me keep food down and stuff. I don't take it anymore. But after, you know, the morning sickness and everything kind of like chilled out, then I started putting weight on. So then at my next appointment, they're like, oh, like you're 142, you're putting weight on, that's good. And then at my second to last appointment, I was up to 156, and then I went yesterday actually. And yesterday at my appointment, they told me I was 162. So in this pregnancy in total, I have put on about 25 pounds, almost 30 pounds, which is healthy. And at first I was like, I told you guys, like I was super like head ass about it because like I have body dysmorphia, and I hate saying that, like just but like I do, like I focus so much on like stuff that really doesn't matter, and I wish I wasn't like this. Do you believe that in a relationship you should all be growing? Yes, of course. Like you can't be the one person like you need to grow up or you need to grow. No, like we are always evolving as humans, and we could always become a better version of ourselves. So I definitely believe that like it takes two to be in a relationship, so the both of you should always be constantly working on yourself. Nobody is perfect, despite how some people might think that like they're just all that. But like, no, we're not, none of us. Like there's always room for growth. There's always room, like I said, to become the better version of you. And this person also asked, how was your process of growth? It definitely has been over the past couple of years, because if you look at my like history, you guys have watched me grow up since I was 15 years old, Simply Nessa 15, okay? And I had a channel before this as well, and I used that channel for what, like a year or two, which one day I'm gonna react to it. Like I have that on my list of videos I want to make, reacting to like my old secret channel. But I just feel like as a woman, I have just like evolved a ton from like my messy days, I guess you could say, which y'all, I actually went viral on Twitter last week for like maybe a couple hours. Like my shit was on trending. It said Simply Nessa on the trending page just for a couple hours. My clout died already. But like I had all these comments, all these DMs, hundreds of people saying like, oh, like remember that Simply, like it started with a tweet that said like, y'all remember that Simply Nessa girl? She used to be so damn messy. And all these people were like, oh, I used to love her, I miss her drama. Why do you miss that? Like why do you wish or like miss seeing me down bad? Because realistically, like that was not a good time in my life. Like yes, like it was fun because I was like, you know, over here and over here, like doing this and that, like putting on a show. But in here, it was hurting as well as in here. Like it wasn't healthy at all. So like my process of just growth, of like letting go of friendships that I know were not healthy, even though I care about these people and I love them and, you know, I want to be around them. Like I just know that in order to excel and just get in, you know, like a higher place in my mind and my mental health and just in my life, I have to let those people go, because they're kind of still stuck in that mindset and that attitude, that immaturity. And I think like finally letting go of some of those friendships, like I said, as hard as it was, it definitely did make a big difference. Keeping my mouth shut, even though sometimes I just want to like, but like that's helped a lot as well. Is it okay to stay with a guy who lied to me but hasn't for months and he's put in effort to, and then it cuts off. So I assume, oh, here it is, to change and become a better person, which he has. The lie wasn't cheating or anything. So when it comes to little tiny white lies, I'm open to forgiving people when it comes to things like that. Like, I believe in second chances because a lot of people have given me second chances in life, so I keep that same energy with them as well. But like, obviously, if, like you said, we're not talking about cheating, but if we were talking about cheating hypothetically, that is when I don't give second chances, because that is extremely disrespectful. And I don't care how old or how young you are and you say like, oh, I love you, but I'm sorry, like I slept with someone else. You love me. You must not know what love is, because if you truly love someone, you're not going to even, like, you can be attracted to other people. Like, let's not sit here and lie. It's okay to, like, if you see, you could be in a relationship and if a guy runs by with his shirt off, you're like, dang, okay, body. But like, you're not gonna look at him and be like, oh my God, like, should I go get his number? But like, I don't look at other people in that way anymore. Like, I only look at Anthony like that. And I don't know, just like, when it comes to like that deep of like dishonesty and like breaking trust, that is unforgivable. But at the same time, if you feel like you just can't get past that, then it's okay to let go. Like, it is okay. Like, it's okay to stay with them, but it's also okay to understand your boundaries and understand what you can tolerate. Those little lies, because I don't know, you didn't give me much information, but like those little lies, whatever they were, if those still bug you and say it's been months and like they still bug you and you still don't trust them, because trust is one of the most important things in a relationship, then you should definitely like reevaluate. I'm pregnant and just want to know some good places to shop at. Hot girl summer though. Okay, so me personally, I am now living in leggings and sweatpants. I try to like buy myself some like other clothes to try to like have my hot girl summer still, but like nothing is fitting the way that I wanted it to. Like, I went and shopped from Boohoo, which I haven't shopped from them in years. But I saw so many cute little like rainbow like tie-dye things, like these little dresses and stuff, and I put them on and my belly's just in the way and it just made them way too short, and like it's been a flop. So if anybody knows where pregnant girls can still get some like bomb maternity clothing, because I'm literally on Google like sexy maternity clothes. And I know you can obviously like buy things in like a bigger size, but if you're usually a small, you can't just buy a large, because then it'll be like way too big at the bottom or way too big on the arms, and like it'll be good in the middle area, but like, you know, maternity clothes are made a certain way. How long have you and Anthony been together and how is your health? So like together, like full committed relationship, I would say almost 2 years. But how is my health? Girl, it's up and down. It's up and down. And I know a lot of you guys have also been asking me like an update on the breast thing, and I don't have an update because I still have to wait until I give birth to be able to start doing like all those scans and stuff. I do not feel comfortable going and getting x-rays and like all these things while having my daughter in my stomach, because obviously that stuff is not safe for a baby. So I literally have to wait, and trust me when I say that is the number one thing that gives me anxiety every single day when I wake up and every single day when I go to bed, because I just don't know what it is. The lump in my breast has gotten bigger since I last spoken about it, unfortunately, but there's really nothing that we can do, and like, ugh, like I can feel it. Do you have any fears regarding pregnancy or birth? My only fear would probably have to be, because I did experience a miscarriage last summer, I guess that would be like my number one fear of just like losing another child, because I did lose one already. It was pretty early on. I think I was only like 6 or 7 weeks, so it was a very like early on thing, but it still felt like a loss, kind of like in the back of my mind, but I try not to think about it because I don't want to put that out there. Been like my fear as far as pregnancy, but when it comes to birth, the only thing that I'm nervous about is tearing, because a lot of women tear from their coochie to their booty and they have to sew you back up. So I'm just scared that like she's gonna have a really big head, because like my head is like normal size, but like Anthony got a big head. Love you, but you got a big head. When did it hit you that you're having a baby? Actually, it only hit me a couple weeks ago. Like when she started really kicking me, like when I've been putting the nursery together and everything, like sometimes I just go and sit in there on the rocking chair and I'm just like, wow, like this isn't gonna be quiet in a couple months. Like this is gonna be loud. Like there's gonna be crying, there's gonna be pooping. Somebody really said, how are you shaving? So, okay, here's the thing. It has been rough. I was not able to shave for like a couple of weeks, and when I tell you, like, if my hair on my head is growing really fast, it's growing really fast everywhere else. I still haven't shaved my legs, so that's been going on like 2 months. But I finally took care of everything else a couple days ago. But it was a process. Like, I really had to like set up a mirror and like get comfortable and like it was a lot. So like, I don't use Nair. I don't like any of that stuff. I just try to maintain it for the sake of my doctor. Like, I don't want him to like go down there when I'm about to give birth and be like, ooh, like we can't even see the baby. Have you spoken to your family recently? And we're gonna go ahead and cut off on that question. Also, my camera's about to die. So like, if it dies, well, let's just hope it doesn't. But I haven't spoken to any of my family members aside from my grandmother like 2 or 3 months now, which is actually so weird. Like, not speaking to my mom, not speaking to like anybody at all. And me and my grandmother, like me and her, we haven't spoken for maybe like 6 to 8 years, and now we're like slowly trying to, you know, build our relationship up. But it's definitely been a process. Like, I have my guard up 100% with just like those kinds of relationships. I haven't spoken to any of my family, nor have they reached out either. But I also did tell them that I wanted some space because of like that whole ordeal and just everything, that the drama that went on a couple months ago. It definitely like put another scar on my heart. So I don't know when I'm going to again. And so many of you keep asking me every time I go live, like, are you gonna make that video talking about like your childhood? Are you gonna make it? I want to make that video eventually. I'm just so like hesitant because I want to make sure that I don't say the wrong thing. I want to make sure I'm 100% honest with all that I want to put out there. And it's one of those situations where when you put that kind of stuff out there, you can't take it back. And I'm not going to be on here like putting all my family's business out there. I just want to like share my feelings and like how it's affected me and like some of the stuff I went through. So eventually I will make that video. I might wait to make it until I'm not pregnant anymore because it is something really stressful that really does bother me every single day. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and stop now just because one, my camera's about to die and I don't want this video to be way too long. But that's it for today's little Q&A. I just wanted to sit down and catch up with you guys. Let me know in the comments how you're doing mentally. I would love to hear. How are you doing? How's your family? All of that. How are you coping with all the stuff going on in the world? And yeah, so thank you for coming back and giving me 30 minutes of your time because time is precious and you decided to spend it with me. So thank you, I appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you do. Go check out some of my vlogs, some of my story times, my other videos, because today was a really chill video. But I wanted to, you know, post something for you guys because I haven't posted anything in the past like week on my channel, which is understandable. I love how my camera just died and cut me off. Let me quickly just say goodbye. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. Subscribe if you're not already. Turn on my notifs, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.